you over 40, exercising regularly, but you're not seeing the results that you're hoping for? Maybe you're feeling tired all the time. Maybe you feel sore, and just generally you're feeling frustrated with putting all this hard work in, but you don't seem to be making any progress or hitting any of your goals or the little steps you need to take to reach your main goal. If you are feeling that way, you are not doing anything wrong. There might just be a few little things that you need to adjust to make sure that you're getting the best possible outcome that you can get. And sometimes we think we are doing everything that we're supposed to be doing, but our bodies over the age of 40, it changes. And you need to do things slightly differently. And in today's video, I want to go through 7 things that maybe you need to change to start seeing the results that you are aiming for. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a fitness and wellbeing enthusiast. I'm also a qualified fitness instructor, dance teacher and menopause coach. And on this channel, I like to share with you tips and tricks as well as give my own workouts to help you live a healthier and happier lifestyle. So let's get into what these 7 things that you may need to change or adjust to help you start seeing results. Now, as I said, as we get older, our bodies naturally change, especially for women over the age of 40, starting to head towards the journey of perimenopause and menopause. Our hormones, our bodies, everything changes. So changing your exercise and changing the way that you do things is actually going to be more beneficial to you. So let's get into the first one. And the first one is doing lots of cardio or only cardio. When I was younger, in my 20s, I would do lots of cardio training. I would do lots of cardio based workout classes, and I was a street dance teacher, so it's very cardio based. But as I've got older, I realized that cardio doesn't really do an awful lot for me as it did when I was in my 20s. And actually the best thing to do is to do some strength training, because we need stronger muscles to protect our bones as they get weaker as we get older. Now, I'm not saying that you should stop doing cardio altogether, because cardio is still really good for our heart health. So I feel that we should still be doing cardio, but if you are not doing things alongside it, might be one of the reasons why you are not seeing the benefits of the work that you're putting in. If you are relying on cardio only to help you gain the body, the physique, the health that you are looking for, it means that you are actually missing out on building and maintaining muscle, which everybody needs for our bones and just as overall health. As I said, don't stop doing cardio. Cardio is really, really good for you, but maybe 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to add in some strength training. And if you are a beginner, that could look like body weight exercises to start with. If you're at home and you've got access to dumbbells, or going to the gym, whatever works for you, whatever you're able to afford and whatever you feel more comfortable doing. Adding in some strength training 2 to 3 times a week, including your cardio, is actually going to benefit your body more, and you will start to see some changes in your body. Try and think of strength training and cardio as partners rather than competitors, and once you're doing both of them together, you will start seeing your physique start to change. You'll feel stronger, you'll feel healthier, and you're starting to aim towards those goals that you're looking for. Let's jump into number 2. Number 2 is when women avoid strength training. Now, if you're a little bit older like me, I was brought up in a generation where strength training for women is going to build big, bulky muscles and you're going to look like a man. And a lot of women avoided strength training because of that reason. And now, actually, strength training is one of the most beneficial things, especially a woman can do if you're over the age of 40. But any woman or any person doing strength training is actually going to help you. Now, as we age, we naturally lose muscle definition, and especially if you are a woman, our bones are going to become weaker. So if we can strengthen the muscle around the bone, it's actually going to help us be stronger and fitter. And if we fall, hopefully you're strong enough by lifting weights, by doing some kind of strength training, to be able to help with that fall, so you're not going to break your bone as easily or at all. Now, sometimes people of a different generation may think that strength training is actually going to bulk up and build muscle, and you're going to look non-feminine if you want to have that feminine look. But actually, strength training is more important because of other reasons. And these reasons include maintaining muscle, supporting bone health, which we've just talked about, improve your balance, support your metabolism, which is also very important, and it just makes everyday life and things that you need to do every day much more easier for you to do. And also, on a personal point for me, I'm nearly 43 years old. I don't want to be 70 and be in a wheelchair where someone's got to take care of me. I want to be 70 and still running around the garden with my grandkids. So doing strength training, supporting my body is something that's really going to help me later on in life. Now, if you are brand new to strength training, you don't know where to start, or you're just feeling a little bit scared of doing some kind of strength training, then start off with body weight exercises, resistant bands and dumbbells. And if you are at the gym, go and speak to a fitness instructor or even hire a personal trainer just to get you used to weights. You don't have to have a personal trainer for a massive period of time. Some personal trainers just do 1 or 2 sessions. It's just to get you used to the machines, how to use them, how to make sure your form is correct and that you're not going to injure yourself, and many different things that you can do. If you can't afford a personal trainer or a gym, then go on YouTube. I've got some workout videos on this channel, but there are lots of different workout videos you can do on YouTube absolutely for free just to get you started. Number 3 is that you do too much too soon, and that usually leads to you giving up even quicker. So if you are really motivated, want to get into the workout routines, want to start looking and feeling fit and healthy and just feeling good within yourself, you might be like, right, I'm going to do 5-6 training sessions a week. I'm going to do this training and I'm going to do that training. And you might be going in too soon, especially if you haven't done it for a very long time or if you are completely new to it. If you are a beginner, or if you are coming back into training after a long period of time off, start slow. Because if you go too fast, you are going to get very tired, you're going to get very sore, you're going to lead to burnout, and you're going to give up much quicker. And then you'll be back to square one in a few weeks, a few months, or even years' time. Start off slowly, start with 2 to 3 training sessions a week. Once you feel that you are maintaining that and you are not giving up on that, because discipline is very important, especially those days we wake up and we just can't be bothered, continuing to do some kind of exercise. And if you're continuing to do 2 to 3 times a week, then add 4 times a week, then add 5 times a week. Also remember, if you are not feeling to work out that one day, moving your body rather than actually doing some kind of exercise, lifting weights, massive cardio kind of workout, going for a gentle walk, doing the whole house clean and really putting some energy into it, or just doing a dance workout on YouTube, just to know that you're moving your body. You just haven't got the energy or you haven't got the mindset because you had a really bad day to actually go in and do a full workout. If you do a movement workout instead, if life just takes over, that still counts. It's a matter of moving your body and still maintaining and working towards your goals. Start small, be consistent rather than be too intense too soon. Number 4, and this is one that I'm guilty of, I'm not so much now, but I was previously, is I ignore my recovery days. Recovery is just as important as the actual workout itself. We need to give time for our muscles to rebuild. So when we actually lift muscles, our muscles rip slightly, and then that recovery time gives them a chance to rebuild, hopefully a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and a little bit more shapely how you want it to be. Some people think that taking a recovery day is just laziness. It's not. The important part of the journey itself is to take at least 2 days recovery days. Now, a lot of people have their recovery days at weekends, but you don't have to. Unfortunately, this week I've had to have Tuesday and Wednesday as my recovery days because life got in the way, which just means that on Saturday and Sunday I am going to be actually doing my workout so that I'm still maintaining and I've got that flexibility. If you feel that you don't need recovery days, these are some signs that your body may show you to say, actually, yes, we do need a recovery day. These things can include persistent soreness. So you could feel sore all the time. So if you're doing a leg workout, your legs don't recover for 4 or 5 days afterwards. Even though you've just done a leg day and your legs are sore, you go into an upper body day and your body's still sore days and days after. Because it is so sore continually, it means that your body actually needs some more time to recover. If you are feeling really fatigued and your body is feeling fatigued, we all know what it feels like for us to feel fatigued, but sometimes our body will tell us that it's tired. You may also have reduced motivation, like you literally have no get up and go. Maybe your body just needs to have a little bit of a day of doing gentle exercise such as walking or a bit of yoga just to stretch you out. It doesn't need to be a full-on workout every single day. And you could be injuring yourself or tweaking muscles a bit more than you usually do, and that's just your body telling you that it needs a little bit more rest. When you have these recovery days, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to sit on a sofa watching Netflix all day or whatever, and eating popcorn and doing what the hell you want. It can mean that maybe your body just needs to go for a gentle walk, maybe it just needs some stretches, maybe it needs some sleep, but the most important thing is that you continue to stay hydrated even throughout your recovery days. So listen to your body and listen to yourself whether or not you feel that actually I need an extra recovery day to make sure that I can come back and I can perform the exercises correctly, but I can actually get a bit closer to my goals. Having a rest day is not going to stop you from reaching your goals. Number 5 is people forgetting about mobility and balance as part of the journey. Now, the mobility and the balance section can be classed as like an active recovery day. So you're not sat there watching Netflix, like I said before, you're doing something, but you're working on your mobility and your balance instead. So especially as we age, our mobility and balance actually becomes more and more important because it gives us the stability to prevent falls or injuries. It helps us stay a little bit more independent, and it helps us move in everyday life. You're still going to be able to carry all the shopping in, you're still going to be able to climb the stairs. All those things comes from mobility and balance. So it's important that you're also adding that into your routine. Now, this might sound like I've got to do cardio, I've got to do strength training, I've got to do rest days, and now I've got to do mobility and balance. It sounds like a lot that you're not actually doing any rest days whatsoever. But if you do 2 days cardio, 2 days strength training, and 1 day working on mobility and balance, and then you can have 2 rest days, then your body is going to be much happier doing it that way. But again, you can work all of that around your schedule of what your life gives you every single week. Number 6 is thinking that every workout that you do needs to be hard and you need to be sweating buckets. It doesn't mean that whatsoever. Now, when I was younger, I used to believe that if I hadn't had a good sweat on, if I hadn't felt out of breath and really exhausted, my workout was pointless. And I carried that into my mindset now I'm in my 40s, but we'll go to that in the next one. Now, if I wasn't doing a heavy workout, sweating and feeling exhausted, I didn't feel that the workout actually counted. As I've got older and I've done more research and I've become more experienced, I've realised that all movement counts. Going for a walk, doing the cleaning but giving it a good scrub and a good clean and really putting some energy into it, walking the dog, playing with your children, whatever it may be for you, is actually movement, and it all counts as doing something as part of your daily routine workout plan. For me personally, as we get older, the aim is not to look a certain way. It is more to be consistent with the exercises that I am doing to better my overall health. And the last one, number 7, is to not compare yourself now to your younger self. You are completely different now to you were back then. Now, when I was in my 20s, I had no responsibilities whatsoever. People would say, well, you had a car and you had a house and that's responsibility. Until you have kids, that's nothing. That's easy responsibility. When you have children, much harder responsibility. And my life back in my 20s would have allowed me to do as much training and recovery days, and I was a dancer back then, and as much dancing as I wanted to do. So my 20s, I was super fit, super healthy, because I had all the time in the world. And plus my body was at its prime, and it was right in my 20s and early 30s, and I was really strong back then. I'm now in my 40s. My body is very different right now. I've had a baby I've had a child, for instance. Yes, it was many years ago now, but I have had a child. My body has never kind of gone back the same way. I'm older. My body is starting to change. My hormones are becoming more erratic. I can hold weight a lot more than I used to. And not only that, I now have a child as a single mum. My lifestyle is very different to it was back then. The I don't have the time I had then. Now I have even limited time because I have a child that I need to take care of, that I need to be with, that I need to support, and just be a general mum all over. That is where I'm at now. So sometimes we can compare ourselves to our 20s. When I was 20, I was able to do this. This might be a little bit harsh. You're not 20 anymore. You're not. I'm aiming this towards 40 upwards. You're in your 40s and above. We're different now. Our lives are different. Our bodies are different. Our bodies are reacting to things differently. And we have to adapt to that to make sure that it's getting the best optimal health that it can. If you start comparing yourself to your younger self, or you start comparing yourself to people that you see on social media, it can be really, really discouraging. It's great to look at other people for inspiration. I do that myself. There are a few people that I follow that are in their 40s that I inspire to be towards, but they also talk about how it is for them as someone over 40 and the changes that they have to make for themselves, because everything is different as you get older. But to actually compare your body, your lifestyle, and who you are to somebody on social media or to your younger self is something that is going to demotivate and discourage you to continue to keep moving forward with your goals. You are perfect as you are, whether you are in your 40s, your 30s, or your 20s, but just adapt your regime, your routine, whether it's the fueling of your body or the moving of your body, so you are giving your body the best chance to be at its best optimal health at the age that you are. Remember, progress does not need to be dramatic and influential to mean that it's not working. Progress is small, consistent wins over time to make sure that you are getting to where you want to get. And the final thing I have to say on this is celebrate who you are today. Celebrate everything that you've come through to get to where you are. So when I was 20, life was really easy. Over the last 20 odd years, life has thrown me so many curveballs, it's unreal. And everybody has those same curveballs in a different way. And we have had to adapt and change our mindset and how we are just for those obstacles that we experience in life. You are wiser, you are much more experienced in life, and just celebrate who you are. And if you want to become healthier, you want to feel better within yourself, then you can do that exactly as you are right now. Make the changes for you and not trying to compare yourself to somebody else online. Their body, their lifestyle, their genetics is completely different to you. So just focus on you, focus on what you want, and stay in your own lane. So looking after your health, especially if you are over the age of 40, is not about exercising harder, it's about exercising smarter. Small, consistent changes over time, the compound effect will lead to you reaching the goal that you want to reach. And if you've listened to this right until the end and you feel that you are doing any of these 7 things, oh, I'm doing that, is that why things aren't changing? It could be a possibility. Start making those small changes, add strength training in, make sure you're getting plenty of rest, add in those recovery days as well. Just make small little changes over time until it builds up till you find what works for you. Don't beat yourself up if you've been doing too much of one thing. Know now that it's not set in stone. That's it. That's all you can do. Know that you can make those changes and start making them today. I would love to know from you in the comments if there's any of those 7 things that you feel that you might be doing a little bit too much of. Let me know in the comment box below and I'll see if I can help you in any way. And just remember, everything is figure-outable, as Marie Forleo always says. Everything is figure-outable. Everything can be changed when it comes to this kind of area of your life. And don't go too fast, too soon. Take small little steps and you will see the changes from there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share, and obviously subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope that you enjoy your day and I'll see you on the next video.